Oh, baby. I hope you're excited. I know I am. Sorry for the delay here, just a little bit on the earnings to watch for the week of January 31st. Hope you're excited. 2022, starting the new year off. I can't say right because we're getting schmammered out here, okay? Earnings haven't been bad. We've seen from these big companies some pretty good earnings. Just the whole market's been in a crappy condition. Again, sorry for the delay. I'll just tell you right now, you don't even want to know how the last couple days have been. I mean, look, it's some gross stuff to talk about, but few people have had a more sick time than I've ever had. Let's just be clear with each other. You don't want to be my toilet. That's all I'm going to tell you. We'll leave it at that. Let's get into these bad boys Monday. Before open Monday, I'm not incredibly excited about any of these bad boys before open Monday. Look, some of you might be, but I'm just going to be clear with you. I'm a little more focused later on the week, folks. But we still have Otis, L3 Harris, Train Technologies, First Foundation, Acoustis, and Five Star Bank. We're not done with the financials yet, baby. Not done yet. After close, nothing incredibly too crazy here. We have NXP, AGNC, DLH. Now, one that I find quite interesting is going to be Cirrus Logic. And why do I say that? Well, we just saw a fantastic report from Apple that came with incredible numbers on iPhone sales. And obviously with that would mean you would likely predict that they produced quite a bit of iPhones in this quarter as well using Cirrus Logic chips. This should be a fantastic part for them. You know, you'd expect a pretty darn good quarter when you see such a very good quarter from one of their main buyers. So pretty interested to see what Cirrus Logic's able to do. The main talk with these chip companies is kind of focused on growth here, growth and outlook. So outlook for this next year, it's the focus, folks. So that's going to be where they want to hit, is going to be outlook. That's all investors care about, is what the chip supply looks like in the future. So J&J Snack Foods after them, Cabot, Alexandria, CSWC, and PotlatchDeltic. Okay, nothing crazy. Fabrinet to wrap up Monday. Now Tuesday, we're getting excited here. We're getting excited Tuesday before open. We've got, well, Exxon Mobil. Oil, obviously nothing exciting. Okay, look, I was a little disingenuous. Nothing exciting about Exxon Mobil, okay? Our gas stations, commodities really exciting. I don't know, oil's not all that exciting, except for when the gas prices are out of this world. That's when it's not exciting for sure. Then we have UPS, obviously the prime quarter for UPS when you consider the fact this is the quarter for them of all of the Christmas shipments. They're going to be very focused on this. Christmas deliveries going buck wild. UPS, it's big stuff for them. Obviously, they've had a big issue with labor shortages, as everyone has, but this one in particular has impacted them quite a bit. Curious to see what that looks like. Obviously, that should, in all consideration, help the profitability if you talk about payroll expenses being down, so keep that in mind. But again, they also had to raise wages to bring more people in, so what do you expect? We'll take a look. Enterprise Products Partners LP, Pult Group. We have ArcBest, which is actually a company that's a little bit newer to me that I know. It's a logistics company that's actually had a really good performance over the last year, up around 80% still, even though down around 35% in the last month. So it's fallen kind of by the wayside, as most of these stocks that have moved up so highly last year kind of have. Sirius XM, not a service that I use, but it's all about subscriber count with these companies. How many users are they having? That's what really matters, okay? Manpower Group, one that also has had serious issues with labor issues. Manpower's been struggling there, but we'll see what that looks like for them. MDC Holdings and Lennox there. And then finally, Stanley Black & Decker. We all had the Stanley Black & Decker toys as a kid. Okay, we had the little baby saw, the little baby hammer. We had the set and the tool belt. Don't forget the tool belt, folks. And, yeah, it came with a little baby hard hat. We all had it. few people think I could stay awake through this, and that's kind of the issue right now. But we're struggling here. After close Tuesday, look, it's all about the grind, folks. And we're talking about AMD. How can you not talk about AMD? Great company. Growth rates out of this world. But also one that's kind of fallen a little bit by the wayside because of the fact that it's involved in this volatile chip industry, okay? Expected an EPS line of 76 cents. Compared to a year ago, 52 cents. They've been able to grow this EPS line quite significantly year over year. And you can see on the full year, expected $2.64 versus $1.29. It's incredible stuff that they're able to do. So really impressive how they're able to grow that EPS line. That was nasty. I apologize. Thought I kept that one in. I can't really control the bowel movements lately. Sorry, that one might have been too much. From a revenue perspective, still expected to grow 39.5%. Quite incredible. $4.52 billion expected. Off a year ago's 3.24. Really good growth on this company. Management's doing a fantastic job, and they're able to grow by some serious numbers. Gaming's still been doing wonderful. When you look at obviously sales of consoles, this is a great quarter for that, but we're still seeing an overall shortage of units, which does impact AMD obviously, as they're making a lot of the graphics cards that are contained within these units. So keep that in mind. Following AMD, we have PayPal. I don't know. There's nothing super exciting to say about PayPal. Good quarter for them, I would expect. As more people use these type of services, but some of the other legacy players are getting in the game as well, so keep that in mind. Digital wallets and all. Alphabet, Google, look, Google's able to do fantastic things consistently. We're going to still be checking on ad rates, which have been skyrocketing. I mean, we've seen fantastic recovery in ad rates. So Alphabet should be doing fantastic. I wouldn't expect anything else. I mean, I expect fantastic numbers. Obviously, the focus here is going to be talking about service revenue, which is how they get, obviously, the majority of it. But you talk about stuff like YouTube TV, some renewable revenue sources that I think a lot of people will be tuning into here. GM is one of our first auto manufacturers reporting. Not going to get too much into GM because we're going to talk about Ford a little bit later. So yeah, that's about that. Starbucks, it's seen great recovery in its business overall. You've seen great EPS recovery as well as a revenue boost as of late. People are really starting to get back into their Starbucks. It's amazing what people will spend their money on. It. If they didn't go every single day, how much money they'd save over the long run. But that's okay. It helps shareholders like myself. Look, the stock's gone down to relatively cheap levels. We're talking about right around pre-pandemic levels, pre-2020 levels. So the stock's gone down quite a bit, and I think there's a lot of headroom for it to make. I like the tailwinds really behind it, in my opinion. Gilead Sciences, you love them, okay? What are the focus here with this company? It's hard to say. Obviously, antiviral drugs. But for the most part, we're going to be talking about the use of remdesivir is my presumption. I would guess that's still a focus there too. As you might know, the government is bowing down to Big Pharma and giving them basically billions and billions of dollars. It's okay. Pfizer only made $29 billion last year from the government. That's okay. EA reporting after them. You know, EA, they screw over users like no one's business. But they're still able to put up great numbers as people buy the heck out of their garbage pay-to-win services like Madden Ultimate Team. Now, I guess Ultimate Team for every other. I don't know if that the title changes for the game series, but they're all about opening packs and that kind of garbage. Pay to get the best player. That's kind of what EA's all about, and people eat it up. It's crazy. It's crazy. Match Group actually probably have seen a decent benefit because it's kind of harder to meet people now. You know, you consider things that not everyone's going out now. A little bit harder to meet people. Match Group, they've kind of helped that in that perspective. They've been able to do good stuff. MicroStrategy, and then A10 Networks. Before Open Wednesday, we have a great company in AbbVie. Nothing super crazy here. Humira, by the way, projected to be the second highest selling pharmaceutical drug of last year. What can I say? The company's pretty darn solid. They're good. They're a great company. What can I say? D.R. Horton, Thermo Fisher Scientific, Waste Management, nothing crazy there. Marathon, nothing crazy with Marathon either, folks. Dynatrace, Humana Johnson Controls, Boston Scientific, and Capri Holdings. Nothing crazy there that I want to really focus on Wednesday before open, but after close, we've got some bangers. We're starting with none other than Meta, otherwise known as, formerly known as Facebook. Needed to wet the whistle a little bit. We're struggling out here. So what is Facebook or Meta expected? Well, they're expected an EPS line of $3.84 compared to $3.88 of a year ago. I think they beat and they put right around what they put a year ago. Nothing crazy there. I feel good about it. And from a revenue perspective, this company is expected to grow 18.9%, $33.38 billion. Now, based off what I've kind of noticed with the trends of ad rates, I think this is a line they're able to beat, and I think partially it's because of their other revenue segment, which includes stuff like Oculus Rift sales, which is going to be a prime quarter for that, obviously. And I think they're able to put around a $34 billion line here in my perspective. I feel pretty confident about that, but again, I could be wrong. I don't necessarily know where the rates look like for the full quarter, but just off the trend, it looks like they should be in good shape. Should be able to put up $34 billion in my perspective, and expected to grow 37% for the full year. It's incredible things this company is able to do. I feel pretty good about these earnings, and I feel really good about the share price right now. It's trading cheap. It's trading cheap, folks. Then we have Qualcomm in a similar boat to Cirrus Logic. We've seen fantastic numbers from Apple, and Qualcomm sells to them as well. So I feel pretty good about Qualcomm's chances to do pretty decent. Spotify after them, another company that's entirely focused from the analyst standpoint and investor standpoint, I guess, is going to be on the users, right? It's going to be on Spotify premium users. How many were they able to add? That's going to be the main focus. Obviously, there's some controversy right now with Spotify and washed up hippies and Joe Rogan, but that's okay. Joe Rogan is making Spotify ridiculous amounts of money, and they're going to keep him on the platform, folks, if he continues to make millions of dollars for them. It's okay. Lightspeed after them, Suncor Energy, T-Mobile, not excited. Telecoms aren't that excited. We can't get excited about that. Align, Century. What the heck is Colici and Sofa? What? I don't know what the heck that was. It confused me. And then finishing up with McKesson. Now, Thursday before open is a company that I still am shocked exists to this day. Nokia. Has anyone purchased a Nokia product in the last century? Apparently some people have because it still exists. Do they still make bricks? I don't know. I'm sure they make modernized phones that are obviously cheaper, but I've never seen a Nokia product, and obviously they don't do any advertising. So I'm curious how they're able to, continuously do pretty well. My guess would they probably do pretty well with drug dealers, and that's not making a joke, folks. I think prepaid phones, like Nokia would make probably a pretty good burner phone. And drug dealers love them, folks. And with the absolute crime waves going on in this country lately, look, there's a chance for Nokia. That's not even a joke, folks. People are committing crimes like no one's business. Merck right after them. ConocoPhillips. No, come on. You know nothing exciting about these gas companies. Nothing's exciting. Lilly, Honeywell, Estee Lauder, Cigna, Royal Dutch Shell. Do you love the Royal Dutch Shell? More gas companies. We're not excited about them. ABB. Then after close, it's exciting Thursday after close. We've got Amazon. We love Amazon too. I mean, this is crazy stuff. Now, this is a curious line here. Expected, excuse me, an EPS line of $3.71 against a $14.09 line of a year ago. How is that possible? Well, I don't know why this quarter is expected to be so weak when you look at the full year, they are expected to end a little bit below last year's, but not as far as you're seeing this quarter analyst expectations. So it looks like they're softballing themselves for a pretty decent beat. Now, again, really the focus here is going to be on the trend of revenue growth, right? Only expect a 9.6% growth this quarter, but again, Q4 is the hardest quarter for them when you consider the fact that this is the bulk of holiday shopping. Christmas shopping's all done in this quarter here, so it's hard to really grow by large percentages, but they're still growing by great billions and billions of dollars. As you can see, prefaced by last year's sales of $125 billion and this year's expected of $137 billion. I feel confident in Amazon, and I think they're able to do fantastic things. The stock's at dirt cheap levels, folks. I think Amazon's it's worthy of a buy, and if it goes down after earnings, this market has just lost its mind, and you deserve to buy some more. Then we have Ford. Oh yeah, that's right. Ford's also a focus stock. Why is it a focus stock? Well, not necessarily because these lines, but we'll talk about it. 45 cents expected against 34 cents a year ago. Obviously fantastic to see that because they've reinstated the dividend. So if they're able to do this line, they maybe could raise it to where it was prior, but not quite yet. They're getting there. They're getting there. From a revenue perspective, though, expected to grow 6.9%, pretty nice for the company, and 9% in the full year. Next year, expected to grow 16.8% is pretty exciting. 35.5 billion expected versus 33.2. And again, I don't think this is a company that the fundamentals are necessarily all that relevant in the short term, right? We've been historically, it's hard to say right now, trading in a market in which the entire focus is going to be on EVs. This is a sector that has been absolutely skyrocketing as of late. Well, as of late has really kind of gone straight into the gutters, I guess is a fair way to say it. It's been rough. My main focus here with Ford earnings, all I personally care about is going to be talking about reservations for the Lightning. I want to talk about Mach-E sales, and I want to talk about actually the Ford Ranger. Pretty excited about that. We've seen fantastic demand for the Ford Ranger. I'd love to see what they're able to do with that. I'd love to see it. Snap, I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of Meta here when we talk about the overall user base, and then we talk about ad rates. This is how Snapchat makes the vast majority of the money. Are they able to continue the growth? I feel pretty decent that in Q4 they're able to do it. Pinterest in the same exact boat. Activision Blizzard is obviously potentially one of the final quarters really serving as Activision Blizzard formally. We'll see what they're able to do. Good video game quarter actually for them. For, I guess, the whole industry. So we'll see if Activision Blizzard was a big part of that. Factors for them include, obviously, every kid's getting Call of Duty for Christmas. They always do, folks. And with that, do you buy? I think they sell a Battle Pass now. I mean, I'm sure they do. Every company does. Every company does. So we'll see what that looks like. Unity, obviously a game engine. Nothing crazy with Unity, I guess. I mean, there haven't been really many massive developments, I guess, to say with it. So yeah, Fortinet, Skyworks Solutions, I'm lumping you in with Qualcomm and Cirrus Logic. We've seen great numbers from Apple. Means Skyworks Solutions is going to be doing pretty darn good numbers, and especially when you consider their 5G influence, there could be a good future here. I just said that. Skechers after them, then GoPro. Okay, GoPro, garbage company, by the way. Why would anyone get GoPro? Garbage. Friday before open, Bristol Myers Squibb. Regeneron, obviously heard a lot about them a couple of years back, and really haven't heard a lot about Regeneron since. I mean, shoot, I feel like they've been shunned a little bit. Sanofi, Acebo, AON, Royal Caribbean Group. Cruises, we've had a lot of flack lately with cruises just because of the reemergence of a new variant. So we'll see what that looks like. Air Products, Brookfield Renewable Energy Partners, great company to own, by the way. Been doing great things. And then Spectrum Brands. That's what I got for you. I'm gonna go pass out and probably drink something because the throat's killing me, folks.